Hello there my fellow holotape heroes and welcome to another Conquest video. So we do have a brand new Conquest volume 20 that will allow us to unlock mods starting on Monday. And as always, I've put all the feats on my website, updated daily plan and everything, you know, the usual stuff. Now if you're not familiar with the website, there'll be a link in the description below, so you can go ahead, check it out. Also, the YouTube chapters below if you do want to skip to a particular sector, if you're watching this later for reference or whatever. Otherwise, let's just, begin. Oh, hold on. Disclaimer first. The teams you're about to see are subject to data disks, right? Because some of the teams listed are based on the data disks we kind of had for the past, I don't know, few months or a year or so. So if we get a totally different set, some of these teams will be changed as I'll be playing through. As always, I'll be live streaming every day from Monday to Friday, so one sector a day, and I'll be testing these teams out. So if you're interested, do join, and on that stream, depending on this, I may need to adjust these teams. So for now, this is just more kind of like a rough guideline, just to show you like what units are the key for certain feats and how you can combine them for other feats. But obviously, when it comes to Conquest, as always, subject to data disks. Alright, so with disclaimer out of the way, let's just start off by reviewing the global feats first, and then we'll just move over through the sectors. So nothing new here. Challenge path is there like it's always has been. Just, you do it just by playing the Conquest. Don't need to worry about it. We do have a dark side clone feat. I think this was one of the sector feats in the previous volume, whereas now it's a global one, so a bit more flexibility. So even if you got lower gear clones, you can complete them, anywhere really, somewhere in sector 1. Multiple ways to do this, like these dark side clones, I believe are all empires. You could just run them under empire team with Pulp Mara in there, even if they're like low level 1, gear 1. In sector 1 there'll be lots of slow enemies, and then Pulp Mara just get a Terminator train rolling and you can just quickly win. Also, if they do get killed off, doesn't matter, because they don't have to survive, they just have to be in your squad. If you do have Lord Vader, you can just run obviously a full squad there with him, or also Tarkin. If you do have as well Tarkin, I don't know, that could work as well. So lots of flexibility when it comes to this one. Now, Jedi Vanguard is going to be a bit trickier because we have to have a full team of Jedi Vanguard, and unless you've got Mace, Jedi Vanguard, even with Jocasta in there, are not really that great, especially outside of Grand Arena. So we'll have to find some either powerful data disk set to help us out for those that don't have Master Mace window, or obviously, I don't know, we'll have to figure out. I'm sure we'll find some sort of disc comp to help us out here. We need to win 20 battles of those, so not too bad. And then we have to win 20 battles with Omega Fugitive surviving. So she will have to survive. So similar, like if you got a solid Bad Batch squad, they should be able to get done. Plenty work for you in sector 1, no issues whatsoever. If you have the new batch, they also can do some stuff in the higher sectors as well. If all else fails, we got other teams like CLS, just throw Omega in there. Maul, just throw Omega in there. Lots of ways to actually achieve this, again subject to the data disks. And then we have the advantage, so that's a bit of a interesting one. Couple of ways, I guess, to gain advantage here is with Maul leadership. You could put a Sith team together, because with Maul, with his leadership as well, anyway, we can have a look. We gain advantage whenever stealth expires, and we already start with stealth, and then whenever we evade as well, we get stealth, and stealth expires, we get advantage. You could throw in Sith Trooper in there as well. He gives Sith on his special to all Sith and First Order allies advantage. So one way of doing this with Maul. Interesting fact, Cad Bane's leadership can help you out here as well, because bounty hunters will gain advantage whenever they inflict a debuff. So it's really good to have bounty hunters that inflicts debuffs on basic like Grief, Bausch, right? Bosk obviously to keep everybody alive. Cad Bane, he can double tap on his basic, landing accuracy down as well. So maybe this could also be a fun way to get advantage. So I just wanted to highlight, normally we don't think about Cad Bane's lead, but could be useful here. Heck, you can even run a full hot cartel under his lead, throw Jabba in there if you have him, right? So plenty of flexibility for advantage, and obviously first order is gonna be the quickest and easiest way because they all have some sort of advantage somewhere in their kit. Again, if you don't know where, just hover over the icons, it'll tell you where the advantage will be coming from. Accuracy down. Now this one, we had this one before. It's a bit of an odd one, not like lots of ways to effectively get it, but guess what? Cat Bane to the rescue as well. Not only you get leadership from his advantage, also on his basic, he's landing accuracy down as well, so that can help you out. So yeah, if you do have Jabba, obviously you could run him under Jabba as well, just for some more durability, right? And then in terms of Inquisitors, if you do have them, 8th Brother does it on his AoE, and then 7th Sister, it's on her unique. Whenever she assists, if she's got free, if the target has 3 or more stacks of purge, then she will also inflict accuracy down. And then also Scout Trooper can help you out a little bit. He does it on his basic, which is not great, but if you get some sort of Imperial Trooper lineup cheese going on, Piet puts Mark right on Scout Trooper and he's constantly called to assist, can help you out a little bit. But I think some sort of Cat Bane lineup is going to be the quickest and easiest way to do this. We need to get it 100 times, which is kind of a lot, but you know, we'll have to just work with it, I guess. And then of course we have the return of booming voice as well as deployable cooling system, so nothing really to say there. Let's hop over now to Sector 1. Now this is a very kind of an odd one here. Doubt, because not many ways to effectively inflict doubt, so very limited option. Obviously Malgus, he does it on his big special attack, and I think from his unique, if that doubt gets dispelled, another random 2 enemies get it, so maybe getting 2 doubts out there, 3, 4. Does that dispel count as Malgus inflicting doubt, or is that coded as enemy inflicting doubt on themselves? To be confirmed. But yeah, some sort of this kind of lineup that can help you there. And obviously Afra is a good way if you do have her, because she's got an AoE doubt. You could potentially get a couple of those abilities out per battle, but obviously she's a legendary, maybe less common than Malgus these days. And then finally, if you do have Master Mace, he as well on his special, if he I think targets a leader, he inflicts down on everybody. So you know, those that you have Master Mace, I think shouldn't be too difficult because you have to do your Jedi Vanguard battles anyways. And then moving on, we got Stagger. Again, there's so many ways to get Stagger, so I don't want to list everything. I just kind of want to focus on the teams that maybe can get some other things done for us in this one. So we can do Pulp Mara, right? Mara's got a Stagger. You chuck in your free Dark Side clones for the global Dark Side clone feat. And then you can just do some sort of race squad with Sabine and Kira there for AoE staggers, and you can just chuck in Deepa for her feat here in Sector 1 and Omega Fugitive for the global Omega feat. So just kind of trying to, you know, double, triple deep feats here while you're at it. Evasion. Obviously one way is Darth Maul lead. Again, you'll be doing evasion and advantage at the same time with this one, right? Otherwise, some sort of Jedi team that relies on foresight, spreading foresight. This one particular is a Jedi Vanguard lineup, right? So, you know, you can also maybe get it done that way. Otherwise, also not a bad squad is Qui-Gon lead with Master Kenobi to keep everybody alive. Lots of foresight spreading here. Chuck in Deepa as well, right, for the Deepa feat here in Sector 1. Or you could also do Bad Batch tech and get foresight to your guys. I think they also have evasion up in their kits as well. And then chuck in obviously Omega Fugitive for the Omega Global feat. So this is kind of the teams that I would recommend. And as mentioned before, we do have here the Deepa feat. So we need to win 10 battles with Deepa surviving. Few ways to do it. She's a Galactic Republic, right? She's a Jedi, she's a light side, so no Galactic Legends, some sort of Jedi Trevan squad I think could do. Throw her Jedi Master Luke, throw her in a Jedi Vanguard squad, as shown before, just throw her on the Rey, and you hopefully should be good to go. Now, mini boss, we are facing Seer Unaligned Force User squad, and the feats are we have to win with Jedi Cal surviving and win with CX2 surviving. Obviously, if you don't have Jedi Cal some key cards you will have to miss, unfortunately. Some some sort of Jedi team again, whatever Jedi team we can put together, I guess, to get the job done. And for CX2, some sort of Empire lineup, I guess we'll have to test depending on discs and the enemy speeds, you know, what we can actually get rolling in this one. And then we have final boss going up against Keller and back, and the feats here are win with Batcher surviving and win with dark side characters. So again, some sort of bad batch squad, either new batch, old batch, whatever we've got, or again ready to keep them alive, right? There's a dark side. Again, we can, you know, with some sort of Empire lineups just for the dark side clone feed, the global one. So yeah, that's sector 1. Let's move over to sector 2 now. Omega and Batcher. We had Omega, we had Batcher, now it's in one, right? Unfortunately, they both have to survive. So again, you know, many ways to do this, but probably array lineup could be the easiest. Some sort of bad batch lineup as well. If you're doing bad batch echo is good because we do have days fit in this one. I included Rolo here because on her basic she can land buff immunity, which again is one of the feats in this one. Now in terms of the days feat, there's so many units with AoE days. I just kind of listed a couple of combinations here. So you can go with John Skywalker lead, throw Rex in there, so Gas gets his taunt. Gas got an AoE days, Dash got AoE days, Nest, Captain Rex, they all have an AoE days. Heck, Nest even got on her special buff immunity as well. Otherwise, Lord Vader with the free clones, you can chuck Piet in there for the days. Lord Vader got a days as well, right? And you're doing your dark side clone global feat at the same time. Buff immunity, like a lot of units actually apply buff immunity, but I think the quickest and easiest one will be with the AoE from B2, some sort of General Grievous squad. If you do have what, obviously will have burst survivability, and I'll just B2 keep hitting these AoEs like crazy. We have to land it 40 times, so hopefully shouldn't be too many battles. And flawless, obviously we have to win 20 battles without losing a unit, so this hopefully should just happen when you're playing through the sector. And then we have ourselves a mini boss, so we do have to win with Lord Vader. So if you don't have Lord Vader, already in sector 2, Galactic Legend requirement, right? And Scorch surviving and win without using Jedi Sith or unaligned Force users. Obviously Lord Vader squad, just chuck them in there. And then maybe Hokey Religions like General Grievous usually is good for that one. And then for the final boss, it's going to be versus a boss bounty hunter squad, and we have to win with a full squad of Empire and also with Jocasta surviving. You know, Empire usually Imperial Troopers. If you don't have anything else, get the job done versus bounty hunters. Otherwise, I guess some sort of Lord Vader clone lineup as well. And then for Jocasta surviving, could try, you know, if you do have full Jedi Vanguard squad, could do that, or another Jedi team, or if all else fails, chuck Rey in there basically, and hopefully she can help you out there. Let's move over to sector 3 now. Now you thought that the doubt one was a bit odd, like I feel like disarm is even a bit more tricky potentially. So we have to inflict disarm 15 times. I think last time was 10, so they did up it up a bit. And there are only, I think, 3 units that effectively do it. So it's CX2, Mercenary Wrecker, and Corsantan. So depending what you've got, building some sort of team around them should help. This is one of the teams we used last time that you could get like 2 or 3 disarms per battle. Obviously full Lord Vader lineup here. The reason why I didn't include Scorch in here, because we also have no tanks fit in this one. And then, yeah. If you are doing a Mercenary Wrecker, unfortunately he's a tank, right? So you won't be able to do no tanks fit at the same time. And then Corsantan is a tank as well. And the worst thing with Corsantan, I think the cooldown on his ability is like 8. So it's going to be unlikely Corsantan can give you more than 1 per battle unless you do something, you know, totally cheesy. So definitely Lord Vader probably is going to be the best, easiest one. But we'll test it out on the live stream. And then we have ourselves a blind feat. You have to attempt to inflict blind 80 times. A few units do blind. I just listed the ones that are the most effective. And CLS with 3PO, he's got an AoE blind, right? So that's 5 blinds a battle. Usually you can't stall long enough to get a second one out. unless you run a specific disc setup versus specific enemy. And then also, if you got Saw, even a gear 12, right, for the Jedi Cal unlock, he also has got an AoE blunt as well. So he's a rebel, so you could just chuck him in the CLS and get 10 blinds a battle without even trying. Otherwise, there's some sort of cheese potential here with Jabba, right? During Jabba's turn, he does it on his basics. So if you just like throwing what Hermit Yoda for survivability, put, you know, Master's Training, put Mad Pack over on Jabba, and then just hit auto basic. And let's just battle timeout. I'm sure Jabba can get this done in a couple of battles just by using his basic, if not even in one battle. So if you have Jabba, I think that's going to be a quick and easy way to do it. Then we have a Spectres. Now, this is kind of a annoying one, right? Because if you don't have Lord Vader, you're going to have to use some sort of tank to get your disarm feat done. You have to use a tank in there, right? And then we have no tanks feat. You have to win 10 battles with no tanks. Okay, it's only 10, but still. You have Spectres. If you use Galactic Legend Ahsoka, right? She's a tank. Can these guys get something done without her? Now, luckily, Chopper is support, even though he's taunting, right? Or otherwise, we'll have to rely on, you know, Jedi Master Luke calling somebody for assist. But then again, Luke is he's a tank himself, so definitely interesting. But luckily, it's only 10 battles with no tanks in your squad. But again, you know, Jedi can get it done. I guess you could throw in with the Jedi maybe Ezra, and Ezra can get a kill or two. I don't know. Otherwise, Lord Vader comp is going to be good. Jedi Vanguard, and as well you can put a Bad Batch squad as well without tanks in there for the Omega feat. And then the mini boss in Sector, is it Sector 3 already? Yeah, Sector 3 is Saw and Rebel Fighters. We have to win with light side units only, and then win with Balan in your squad. Obviously, again, no Balan, no key cards for you in this one. So definitely they seem to be upping the legendary requirements here in this volume of Conquest. And light side, usually CLS gets the job done, right, and you can get a few blinds out. And then final boss, we are battling Maul and Mandalorian squad, and we have to defeat an enemy with Padawan Obi-Wan, and then win with Sith Empire units in your squad. Can do Queen Amidala. Obviously Jedi Master Luke gonna be the easiest, but he's a tank, so if you still need no tanks battle, right, you might want to use something else. And then Sith Empire, which is a bit an odd one. Just one Sith Empire unit in the squad, so it can be anything, but you know, maybe we can try these guys and see if they can get the job done. And let's move over to Sector 4 now. Tenacity down. Again, so many ways to do it. Just seems the most straightforward is a CLS squad. Right, Chewie on his basic, he's constantly assisting. He's landing Tenacity down. Captain X got an AoE with Tenacity down, and then might as well just chuck Crosshair in there. Because we have a Crosshair feat as well to do in this sector. Health Steal, again, as everything, many ways to do it, but some sort of Sith lineup, right, could be good. If you still need your advantage feat, at this point you could do Maul lead, and then both Bane and Palpatine, they've got AoE abilities that give everybody health steal up, so you could do 10, maybe even 20 a battle by using this squad. If not, obviously you can sort of Ray mishmash as we always do, chuck Visas in there, maybe you get 5 or 10 health still up with her, and then throwing Crosshair for his feat, Omega Fugitive for her feat, and we have Cal here to help with Tenacity down as well. And especially for Crosshair, if all else fails, like, you know, you could do some sort of Maul squad with what that usually works, but again, subject to datacrons, otherwise, you know, Bad Batch or, you know, other options as well. Just a couple of ideas, I guess. Damage over times, some sort of Darth Vader lineup, right? It's gonna be your friend, whatever you've got available to put around Darth Vader shouldn't be too difficult. And then mini boss, we have Palpatine in this one, so you have to win with Temple Guard surviving and with no attackers in your squad. So I guess Templar Guard is a tank, so potentially you could do like a Jedi squad, all feats in one battle, right? And then if not, again, some sort of Maul squad, hopefully can get the job done. If you got Mace, can do as well, but obviously these teams are using attackers. Otherwise, with no attackers, some sort of, you know, safe lineup, I think they should get the job done. Final boss, we will be battling Riva Inquisitor squad, and we have to meet SM33 surviving, and with a full squad of Galactic Republic. Again, some sort of mole team, you know, with a powerful disc set, shouldn't be too difficult, hopefully. Again, we'll test it out, and then for Galactic Republic, Gas usually gets the job done in Conquest versus these guys, but again, subject to discs, subject to the modifiers as well for the bosses, right? And finally, we are here Sector 5, Order 66. We've had this one, I think, last time already. We did some sort of like Thrones lineup, right? So we'll try that again. And then we have ourselves, yeah, a Tarkin lineup, a Lord Vader lineup, you know, something with these guys. And a repost. Yeah, I think the best way is going to be Omega Fugitive if you do have Bad Batch up in the running, because on her special she grants to all allies repost. Otherwise Dooku and Cal just do it to themselves, so maybe you can get 2, maybe 3 if you are good at stalling, maybe 4 a battle. So it's 40 times, it's quite a lot. It's gonna they really count on you to use Omega, but you know, otherwise the other guys can help there as well. Ability blocks, again, so many ways to do it. Jedi lineup, if you do have Master Luke, he's got an AoE ability block, right? So does Old Ben, so I think that's going to be a quick way to do it. And it's only applying it 60 times, so it's not too bad. And obviously Darth Vader on his basic, he's doing it also. So, you know, he goes into Merciless, does like 5 basics, another Merciless 5 basics, so hopefully those ability blocks will ramp up quickly. And yes, of course, we could not have a Conquest without pirates, right? Up until now we are thinking like, where are the pirates feats? Oh, they're coming next volume for sure. This is just a teaser. So we have to win 10 battles with 3 pirates in a squad. They don't have to survive, so I just put these guys because these are probably with you know, with Rain there. I don't know. We'll figure it out until we get a proper pirate squad up and running. And then in terms of mini boss, we are facing Bo Mandalore squad, and we have to win with Wrecker Mercenaries surviving, and with Jedi Master Mace Windu surviving. So again, if you don't have Master Mace, like me, gonna skip out what, 4 key cards for this one. It's 9 in total. Okay, so 3 key cards. Okay, so not too bad. For Wrecker, we'll figure something out. Mandalorians can be a handful in Conquest to deal with. And final boss will be facing off Maz and probably a squad of pirates. So be our first look at her. And you have to meet Galactic Legend Ahsoka in your squad, and then win without attackers in your squad. So you could put like a non-attacking Spectre lineup for all the feats. Otherwise maybe some sort of Treya Malak lineup in there as well. And that's really all the feats we have to complete. So it's one of those, right? It's either going to be very easy or very difficult. It really depends, like have you been focusing on building out your raid squads for the new raid? If you have, this shouldn't be too difficult, right? Because it relies on the same teams that the Order 66 raid relies, which is, you know, a bit of pirates, but yeah, lots of Bad Batch. And as well lots of Jedi Vanguard in this one, and of course Dark Clones as well. So if you've been focusing on the raid, you shouldn't have probably too many difficulties. If not, if you're more an early player, like maybe my smaller account is, where, you know, raid is not really a concern yet, it's gonna be a bit more challenging this time, but hopefully we get some good powerful data disc sets to help us along the way, which obviously we will be discovering together on live stream. Hopefully you will join me next week, but until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.